We are getting close, but not there yet, so I wanted to make a bonus video to look through all the phases in their official forms, not my project's framework, but the officials. So the first phase only had a couple of movies and 3 shorts, all related to Iron Man, let's say that. You know, all it's Agent Coulson. They were fun, but otherwise irrelevant. Anyway, movies. Iron Man, Incredible Hulk, Thor, Captain America, and finally the Avengers, and also Iron Man 2. Aside Iron Man 2, there is no sequels. Unless we consider the Avengers a sequel to all the previous characters. It also introduced a couple of new characters, so this functioned as something new and interesting. Phase 2 had a couple of tie-in media, namely a bunch of comic books. As no other phases tried this, maybe I will check them out. And also 2 shorts. One was All Hail the Kings in a reaction to the Mandarin problem. And there was Agent Carter, because, you know, they wanted to throw a bone to that actress, who then managed to make an entire series in the ABC, which caused a couple of retcons, but, you know, that's life, can happen. Now, for movies, there was Iron Man 3, which was redundant, but okay, whatever. They considered that their flagship title because, well, for Hulk they had legal problems with, you know, the Fight Club guy, Edward Norton, and I don't know why they didn't want Captain America there that much, but they made a sequel to Captain America, The Winter Soldier, was it? Thor also got a sequel, and Avengers got a sequel. So this was really nothing special, nothing new from Disney. They made a bunch of straight-to-DVD sequels, let's be honest. They also added Guardians of the Galaxy somehow. Whoever lobbied it successfully deserves a prize, and for some weird reason they stuck Ant-Man at the end, but that was, let's be honest, that was way more Phase 3 movie than otherwise. Phase 3, again we have a bunch of tie-in media. The VHIH Newsfront returned. It was a web series, very short. Some short films, although these were more of a meta jokes. These Teen Thor shorts, all 3 were that, and they also slapped on a bunch of comic books. I hate that idea. They then started the phase, the movie department, with Captain America Civil War, but let's be honest, was an Avengers movie. Then we get Doctor Strange, a new character, Guardians of the Galaxy sequel, Spider-Man, signaling they dealt with Sony department. Anyway, that's a new character. Thor sequel. Black Panther because diversity higher. Then Avengers. Ant-Man and the Wasp because they couldn't fit in the Infinity War part. Then Captain Marvel because Brie Larson fucked Feige. Then Endgame, which pretty much retconned the Infinity War, so good work, people. Then another Spider-Man, as the tradition with Ant-Man. This was pretty much, let's be honest, the next phase movie. Next we get Black Widow, which was supposed to come out in place of Captain Marvel. Then let's see the time medias. We don't have comic books anymore. You know, the MCU was supposed to create interest in the comic books as the main source and platform of the Marvel. Then we got a short whole season of short I Am Groot. We also got television specials and television series, but let's go through. The specials were, negligible. Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special with its questionable canonicity, and Werewolf by Night, which ended up to be a dead end. For movies, we got Shang-Chi with its questionable reason to exist, Eternals, which was a total failure, Spider-Man sequel, Doctor Strange or Wanda Maximoff sequel, Thor Love and Thor sequel, Black Panther sequel, even without Black Panther, so that was a good idea. For the TV series is Wanda Maximoff own series, as she got killed in the Doctor Strange sequel. That was, I guess, just a paycheck, final paycheck for the actress. I don't know why they wanted to get rid of that character for special. Falcon and the Winter Soldiers, which we will only watch later. I guess they wanted to do something with these two characters. I mean, Winter Soldier was at least somewhat popular. Turned out to be not that much without Chris Evans' Captain America. We got Loki, which feels like it was the multiverse saga, so what are we talking about? Hawkeye series, which turned out to be the first installment of the Kingpin saga. Moon Knight, which hangs in limbo. Miss Marvel, which at least fits into the continuity with Captain Marvel. She-Hulk, which existed pretty much in limbo and everyone hated it. So yeah, that was fun. This was, if you look it, I wish I had the energy to put the titles on the screen so you can see them in compound. Anyway, this looks like a phase that started a new phase. Like there was the Infinity Saga, and this doesn't looks where it goes, and it seems the multiverse parts were cut short, and nothing really fits into the multiverse narrative anymore. But it looks like there was some idea here before Phase 5 happened. Let's see what Phase 5 could offer. Again, no comic books. For shorts, we only got I Am Groot Season 2, with questionable reason to exist, because it's already, the movies are already past the time the series happens. So what are we doing here? Then we did Secret Invasion. Why? It's... the Skrulls never appeared anywhere aside here. This didn't solve the issue of the Skrulls. And the Skrulls has nothing to do with the multiverse. So why does this series exist? And aside Nick Fury and one of the Black Dude, War Machine, I think, no one appears here. This is a lost. There was Loki Season 2, fine. They started the What If, which conceptually fits into the multiverse idea. Echo and Daredevil Born Again Season 1 is going to the Kingpin storyline, and it's streaming series only, so acceptable. Agatha all along. Why does that exist? It's not like they had to make a paycheck for the actress. There was no interest here. And the actress is not a racial minority, not a Jew, not a trans or other LGBT plus, so they don't get brownie points for it, and seems to have no effect on anything, to be honest. So why? Then there is this Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, which is a what if 2. So why does that exist? Why didn't they put it in the official timeline? It's just incomprehensible. They probably, some focus group or CEOs claim that Green Goblin would be more profitable character to build on, but otherwise I just have no idea. And Ironheart, again, what I said in the video, this is not a bad show, despite all the claims, but on conceptual level, this is the majority of the cast is colored. It's not a blacks to blacks movie or series, but still, we are under the Trump era. Fascism and neo-Nazis are on the street. What are we doing here? Then this isn't even a superhero show. So, and there was no communication about this. So what are we doing here? And we have Spider-Man as Iron Boy. So, Iron Man legacy character. So, why this? No idea. Then to the movies. Ant-Man sequel, this at least tried to be multiverse thing. Every other multiverse. Loki and Wanda, Strange, just cut short its continuous narrative related to the multiverse. So yeah, this is also the only multiverse project, and they could not course correct after firing Kang, who was both unnecessary and already defeated. So on the conceptual level, we again have to ask, why was it a big thing? Why were they trying to build on Kang when Kang was already defeated? And you can't say that killing Kang resulted in the multiverse, because Loki took the place of the wave. So the multiverse didn't happen that way. Anyway, Guardians of the Galaxy sequel, which wasn't just a sequel, it was a final installment, because the whole crew left with James Gunn, who now realized he bitten too big, and also the acquisition happened, and probably that's another reason he gets fired. Then the Marvels, which on paper wasn't a bad idea, but Brie Larson is definitely box office poison, especially her speech related to A Wrinkle in Time. That's just killed everything. Deadpool and Wolverine simply exist to acquire the X-Men, so that's a big nothing burger. There is Captain America Brave New World we will have to watch, but they fired the original General Ross from The Incredible Hulk, and he appeared a couple of times later related to Avengers, and hired the between 90 and death Harrison Ford, who can't even stand straight anymore. He needs to sit down, else he will shit himself, and made him the Red Hulk. Why? Whose great idea was this? Seriously, this sounds the worst idea ever. And you know, they are making the Avengers in Phase 6 again. So, and they are building the young Avengers with Miss Marvel, Kate Bishop, Ghost, who knows who else. That's already 2 Avengers level organization. And then they slap on it Thunderbolts and the X-Men. That's 4 MCU level, 4 group that fills up an entire MCU franchise, movies. Because let's face it, if you have the Avengers, you can't have anything else big along them. You can't have the X-Men, you can't have anything. Now we have 4 groups that compete to be the next Avengers. And one of them is the Avengers. This is madness. And we have so many threads hanging. We have the entire Echo, Hawkeye, Daredevil, Kingpin, Defenders, Stream universe. We have the X-Men, we have the Guardians of the Galaxy, we have the Thunderbolts, we have Captain America, Falcon, we have Miss Marvel, Moon Knight, the Eternals, Doctor Strange, Thor. maybe the Black Widow organization, Shang-Chi. Spider-Man. You can't make a franchise with these. These are, they just, it's like the comic books. But the comic books, you print it out so you will have overall enough consumers. But the movies work an entirely different way. For the movies, everybody in the world are watching the same movies. For the comic books, one tends by this comic book, one tends by that comic book, one tends by that, the third bunch, and so on and so on. Like, to make you understand, just from Spider-Man, there are like 10 series running. Avengers, also, there are like at least 3 to 5 different Avengers group all through the USA. X-Men has, that surprised me, that's also around like 10, 12 different prints. That's the only way they can sell enough issues. The movies are not that. You will fragment your audienceship while spending on every branch the same. And that's the problem with the movies, the cost. You can't spend $500 million on every movie and expect a return, especially if you don't have your Avengers crossover events. Well, I mean, you have your crossover event, but you have 4, which diversifies your audience, while to make them financially profitable, you can only allow 1 to exist. You can, let's say MCU is popular, and you can spend $500 million on an Avengers movie. Not the rest, just an Avengers. Imagine you have 4 of those at the same time. That means $2 billion spent on the crossover events, while you have the same amount of people watching them in all, instead of all the same people watching just one. That's just financial nonsense. What are we doing here?